Alright guys, in this next video, we're going to work on problems 24 to 27. So just like the previous slide, if you guys can take a few minutes, do numbers 24 to 27 on your own, and then unpause the video and watch the solution. Okay, so I'm going to begin with number 24. We're going to take the integer -2 and bring that over. So -2, and 32 hundredths is going to be written as 32 over 100, since the 2 is in the hundred spot. And now what we're going to do is find the common factor between 32 and 100, and since it's 4, we're going to divide by 4. So we get -2 and 8 over 25 when we divide numerator and denominator by 4. So I'm going to erase this work for number 24. If you need any of it, please pause the video now because I will be deleting it. Okay, for number 25, we're going to carry the -1 over, and we're going to take 64 over 100, and it's over 100 because it's 64 hundredths. The 4 is in the hundredths place. We're going to divide the numerator and denominator by 4. And we get a final answer. And if you can't do 64 divided by 4, you're going to have to do it by hand. You will get 16. So when 100 divided by 4 is 25. So the final answer is -1 point, -1 and 16 over 25. So I'll be erasing all the work for number 25. If you need it, please pause now. Okay, for number 26, we're going to bring the integer 6 over, and we're going to take the 12, and this time, if we look at the place values, the 12 is in the thousandth place. So we're going to put the 12 over 1,000. The 12 and the 1,000 share a common factor of 4, so I'll be dividing numerator and denominator by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 1,000 split into 4 is 250. So the final solution is 6 and 3 over 250. Okay, if you need any of the work, please pause now because I'll be deleting. Okay, and finally, number 27, I'm going to bring the -12 over, and I'm going to take 405, and we have tenths, hundredths, thousandths place, so my denominator is going to be 1,000. My numerator and denominator share a factor of 5. So I get a final answer. If you take 5 into 405, you will get 81. So I get 81 over 200. So your final answer, -12 and 81 over 200. Okay, and I will be deleting all the work, so if you need it, pause now. Okay, so there are your 4 solutions. Okay, on the next page, okay, there we are. So on this page here, we're going to be ordering numbers from least to greatest. So what I'd like you to do is take a few minutes, pause the video, try these 3 examples. I've set up a chart for you, and I'll show you real quick what I use the chart for. On the left side, I like to write the original numbers. So I'm just taking these 5 rational numbers listed, and I'm just writing them all on the left side. And on the right side, what I like to do is any number that's a decimal, carry it over, and all the other rational numbers that are not decimals, I like to rewrite them into decimals, and that way I can compare all the numbers into the same form. So at this point, I'd like for you to pause, try these on your own, and then unpause when you're ready. So I hope all of you have had some time to convert all of these into decimals in order. I'm going to take -3/4 and divide. So 4 can't go into 3. Add a decimal and a 0. 4 goes into 37 times. There's 2 left over. Add a 0. 4 goes into 25 times. 0 left over. Decimal point goes straight up. So -3/4 is -0.75 or -7500. I'll be deleting this work. If you need now, please pause. Okay, 2/3 I'll be converting to a decimal. So 2 is being divided by 3. 3 can't go into 2, so I add a 0.0. 6 times 3 is 18. 2 left over. If I add a 0 and bring down, I'll get 20 again. So the 6 is going to keep repeating. So I get 6/10 repeating. Alright, I'll be deleting the work now. Alright, you guys should definitely not be erasing your work because you should have it all documented somewhere. I'm just running out of space, which is why I'm deleting my work. So 7 is being divided by 3. We'll deal with the signs later. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 1 left over, add a decimal and a 0. 3 into 10 3 times. 1 left over. So if I keep adding zeros, I'm going to keep getting 10. So the 0.3 is going to keep repeating. So I get -2.3 with a bar over the 3. And once again, I'll be deleting the work. So for number 28, what I'm going to do first is target all the negatives. So 1, 2, and just 2. So what you guys can do is either put a little dot or a little star and mark your negatives. So in negatives, the number furthest away from 0 is your smallest. So this number is furthest away from 0, and this is the original number. So I have -7/3. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that. And then I have -7500, which was originally -3/4. So we can get rid of that one. You don't have to cross them out. I'm just trying to make it easier for you guys to see visually. So now 0.5 is the same as 50 cents. 0.6 with a bar over is the same as 66 cents. And 1.2 is the same as $1.20. So from the negatives, we move up to 0. And which number is greater once we get past 0? 50, 66, or $1.20. So 50 cents would come next, which was originally 0.5, comma there, 0.5, semicolon. Right, so this guy is gone. So then I have 66 cents and $1.20, so 66 cents would come next, and that's originally 2/3. Okay, get rid of that. And finally, I have 1.2 left over. Okay, we want to take the original number. So there's your answer to number 28, from least to greatest. Please pause now if you need to copy any of this down. Number 29, I'm going to just copy the numbers on the left side in the original column. 9/5, -2.5, -1.1, -4/5, and 0.8. Okay, any decimal, I'm just going to copy on over to the right. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take all of the fractions and divide them out. So I'm going to take 9 and divide it by 5. 5 goes into 9 once. 4 left over, add 0.0, sorry, no decimal in here. 5 goes into 40 8 times, nothing left over, decimal goes straight up. So 9 over 5 is simply 1 and 8/10. Pause now if you need this work to the right. Okay, and the last one we have is 4 divided by 5. 5 cannot go into 4, so add a 0.0. 8 times 5 is 40. 0 left over, decimal goes straight up. So negative 4 over 5 is negative 8/10. I'm going to erase the work to the right. Please pause if you need. Okay, so now what we're going to do, just like before, is target all the negatives. So I have 3 negatives here. And I want to take a look at the number furthest away from 0. So that would be negative 2.5. So negative 2.5, semicolon. And then negative 1.1. And then negative 8/10, which is originally negative 4 over 5. Okay, and then finally I have 0.8, which is like 80 cents, or $1.80. So once we leave the negatives and approach 0, 0.80, which was 0.8, comes next. And finally 1.8, which was originally 9 over 5. Okay, so great work on that if you're able to get that done on your own. If you made some mistakes, just make yourself a note, and we'll just do better next time. Alright, I'm going to delete the board. If you need any of this, please pause. Okay, finally number 30. We have negative 1.4, negative 8 over 5, 0.6, negative 9/10, and 1 over 4. I'm going to carry over the decimals. Okay, so 1 over 4 is one of those fractions I expect you to know. So think about $1. How many quarters make up $1? 4. And each quarter is worth 25 cents, so 1 over 4 is worth 0.25. So the only fraction we need to convert is 8 over 5. So 5 goes into 8 one time. There's 3 left over. Add a decimal and a 0 and bring that down. 5 goes into 30 6 times, and there's 0 left over. Decimal goes straight up. So our final answer for negative 8 over 5 is negative 1.6. I'll be deleting the work to the right. If you need it, please pause. Alright, now I'm going to target my negatives, 1, 2, and 3. So the number furthest away from 0 is the smallest. So we're going to start with negative 1.6. So negative 8 over 5. Then we have negative 1.4. Okay, and finally we have negative 0.9. Okay, then when we take a look at these last two numbers here, 0.6 is the same as 60 cents, and 0.25 is the same as 25 cents. So 25 cents comes next. And finally, my largest number, oops, sorry, I made a mistake. 1, 2, 3. So 0.25 is originally 1 over 4. That was my mistake. You need the original numbers. And finally, 0.60 is 0.6. So here is my order from least to greatest. Alright, congratulations. You just ordered some rational numbers. I will be stopping this video and putting in part 3, so be sure you go into the third part. Thank you.